Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Derek, Director of Office of International Education. Welcome to attend the International Education Week kickoff today. International Education Week is a national celebration of the benefits of international education and global exchange. This joint initiative of the U.S. Department of State and the U.S. Department of Education is an effort to promote programs that prepare Americans for a global environment and attract future leaders from all over the world to study, learn, and exchange experience in the United States. During this special week, the Office of International Education works together with Center for Faculty Excellence and Career Services to provide programming that highlights international activities and opportunities at TAMU-CC. We hope the International Education Week will help to stimulate cultural understanding and foster an inclusive world view. Now, I'm very glad to introduce an outstanding administrator and professor, Dr. Amy Aldrich Sanford, to everyone. Dr. Sanford is the Associate Provost for Academic Affairs at TAMU-CC, where she oversees international education, faculty professional development, academic services for student athletes, catalog and curriculum, and acts as the university's academic liaison to the Texas A&M system and the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board. Dr. Sanford is a tenured professor of communication studies and is a past president for the Central States Communication Association and past president of the board of directors for YWCA Corp Christi. Dr. Sanford receives a PhD in communication studies from the University of Iowa in 2006. She has been honored with many awards, including Corp Christi Under 40, YWCA's Young Women in Careers, Communication University Educators of the Year in both Texas and Oklahoma, an outstanding administrator from the National States Advisory Council of the National Communication Association. Dr. Sanford uses qualitative methods to explore the roles of communication in leadership, gender activism, pedagogy, intercultural communication, and privilege. Her book, Developing a Social Justice Orientation, Moving from Thought to Action, was published by Kotler Academic Publishing in 2019. In order to help international students and scholars and streamline the international education at TAMU-CC, Dr. Sanford has been working at the weekend, day and night. Today, she is taking time after her busy schedule to congratulate everyone who attends the International Education Week. Now, let's give Dr. Sanford a big round of applause.
We want to start today by recognizing people throughout the globe who've lost loved ones due to this pandemic. Our thoughts and prayers are with all of you. I want to give a special nod as well to our faculty and staff today who were born outside of the United States and have made a home here in Corpus Christi. All of our students depend on you, no matter their country of origin. But there is a special joy and comfort you bring our international students. I want you to know that we see you and appreciate you for all that you do for our campus community. I also want to thank the staff in the Office of International Education, especially Ollie Mersel, who will be introduced in a bit. Ollie is a new grad student in the office, a new grad assistant in the office, but he's probably not new to many of you because he was an undergraduate Islander as well. He gets a lot of credit for making this event happen today. He found participants, he gathered videos, he helped with marketing, and I'm very proud of the work he's done under the direction of the OIE staff, including Director Derek Yu. This week will undoubtedly be fantastic. International Education Week is always one of my favorite weeks of the year. It's also my birthday month, so that probably helps. I've had a chance to preview much of what we're going to see today, and you're really in for a treat. This year, we were able to add cooking demonstrations because the students had access to their rooms and their kitchens, and I think you'll enjoy that. I'm actually going to try to attempt to make bubble tea with what you're going to see today. You asked me how that went later in a couple weeks. We hope you will join us for other IEW events this week. Tomorrow, I'm going to moderate a virtual panel that OIE is co-sponsoring with Career Services about finding a job in the U.S. after graduation. I'll be joined by many of our Islander alumni, including Dung, who's in Dallas now, and TJ, who's in Pennsylvania in graduate school. The panelists tomorrow will represent many countries of origin, including Vietnam, Nigeria, Turkey, the United States, and Thailand. I'm very excited for our reunion, and I'm really proud of what our undergraduates have done. On Wednesday, Kabi Vu, our study abroad coordinator, has organized a virtual study abroad fair. You do need to pre-register for that event. So please go to the OIE website and look up the information about pre-registration. And if you're a faculty and staff member on this call, you are also welcome to attend and talk about maybe a faculty-led program you might be interested in. Of course, students are also invited to be there. And on Thursday, the OIE is partnering with the Center for Faculty Excellence to bring you some Islander faculty who were Fulbright Fellows. They were in Kazakhstan, Germany, Thailand, and Croatia. This event can be attended in person with an RSVP. You don't have to have an RSVP for the online event, but the in-person event does need to be RSVP'd, and there will be food there as well. It is available online, and you can RSVP from the CFE website if you're going to attend in person. Our sessions this week obviously represent multiple voices from around the globe, and we're grateful to be a university that welcomes these conversations. Speaking of traveling the globe, it is my pleasure to introduce our Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Clorinda Phillips. Provost Phillips' educational travel has taken her many places, including China, Mozambique, England, Jordan, Palestine, Israel, Italy, France, and Germany, to name a few of those places. She also traveled pre-pandemic to both Vietnam and Brazil to recruit students for the Island University. And she's my favorite boss. You know, what can I say? It's my pleasure to introduce to you Provost Phillips. Welcome, Provost Phillips, or Clorinda, as we typically call you.
Yes, Clorinda is great. Thank you, Dr. Aldridge Sanford. I will say it is really my pleasure to be with you all today. This is one of my favorite events at the Island University. And I just want to give a nod to the theme for today, or this week, the theme for this week, which is succeeding globally through international education and engagement. And for me, that is a reality. We are succeeding globally because of international education and engagement, but it's also aspirational. It's about where we want to go. And so for that theme, I have to just lift that up and just acknowledge that we are succeeding globally through international education and engagement, but we have a ways to go. Right? Texas A&M University Corpus Christi is proud to participate in an International Education Week. Every year since 1999, institutions and organizations across the United States and around the world have celebrated International Education Week because it is an opportunity to advocate for academic global exchange and cross-cultural collaborations and learning. International Education Week is a joint initiative of the U.S. Departments of State and Education, and it's part of their efforts to promote programs that prepare U.S. citizens for a global environment and attract future leaders from abroad to study and learn in the U.S. It is more important than ever that we seek ways to connect with others and learn about the world beyond the U.S. We gather virtually this week to celebrate the diversity of peoples, languages, and cultures in our world and in our own communities. We need each other, and we can indeed succeed globally through international education and engagement. The global coronavirus pandemic has turned life upside down around the world, disrupting local and global economies, leaving grief and dislocation in its wake. The impact on universities, on this university, has been profound. Just as COVID-19 has been a disruption to life as we have known it, it has also been a disruption in our ability to sustain international exchange and collaboration. Tightened U.S. visa regulations have made it difficult for international students and visiting scholars to travel to the United States to participate in university life during the pandemic. And U.S. students have not had the opportunities to study abroad, to immerse themselves in cultural learning experiences. However, in every challenge, there is an opportunity for us to affirm our values. Texas A&M University Corpus Christi is committed to global learning experiences. We are committed to having international students and scholars learn alongside us and teach us here on the island. And we are committed to sending students and scholars off the island to learn alongside and teach others. In fact, the pandemic is just one of many compelling global challenges whose resolution requires global collaboration. We can add climate change, armed conflict, migration, economic inequity, and racial and ethnic injustice to the list of global challenges that require us to learn together so that we can develop long-term solutions that benefit all of us around the globe. To all of the international students and scholars that have chosen to share yourselves, to invest yourselves here with us, to help us deepen our understanding of ourselves and the world, I thank you. To all of the U.S. students and scholars that have chosen to engage in cross-cultural learning experiences, I thank you. In the words of the U.S. Departments of State and Education, we are engaged, we are resilient, and yes, we are global. International Education Week is a celebration about the best of us. It's a celebration of what it is we can accomplish when we come together as one community to make the world better for everyone. Although International Education Week looks a little bit different this year, please join us for all of the International Education Week 2020 activities. TAMU-CC and the Office of International Education salute the students, staff, and faculty who seek international education opportunities across borders and disciplines. I thank you for tuning in to this session and for all the sessions that are to come. I would now like to introduce our graduate student extraordinaire, Ali Murso Ibrahimov. With that, I turn it over to Ali. Thank you and have a great International Education Week.
Thank you so much, Dr. Phillips, for introducing me. Hello, everyone. This is Ali Mursal Ibrahimov. I'm an also international student here at TAMU-CC. I'm from Azerbaijan. So, as you know, every year on November, Texas A&M University of Corpus Christi celebrates International Education Week. We have a reason to celebrate it because we have students from all around the world. We have students from 53 countries. Today, you will watch performance of our international students. Today, you will watch first performance of Vietnamese students, then you will watch performance of Indian students, then you will watch performance of Chinese students, then you will watch the performances of our students from other different countries.